and a very warm welcome from Dr. Zia Ahmed and the YouTube channel Dr. Zia Ahmed. Today we are going to talk about a philosophy of language, whatever the language is doing with us, or we are doing with the language. We shall be talking with reference to John Locke's theories about language. So let us see what we can do with that. For example, first of all, we see that John Locke was the influential 17th century philosopher. He developed the theory of language and then he wrote about it in one essay, which is an essay concerning human understanding in 1690. So the thing is being done in the 17th century, and all the concern of the writer is about the human understanding. How do the humans understand language? How do the humans understand this word with the help of language? Or how they use language as a tool in order to understand this word? And therefore, the whole thing is empiricism, empiricistic, let us say, because the writer has emphasized that we get knowledge through language, but it is the experience which teaches the knowledge, and the language itself keeps on functioning as a tool of communication for the expression of ideas. It means there are three things more important. Number one, it is understood as empiricist, focuses on the human knowledge and because of the experience, and then language is used as a tool for communication and for the expression of ideas. Moreover, the language can be understood as a tool for communication in the sense that language allows the human beings to exchange their ideas with each other. The words, for example, can be arbitrary and they can cause confusion. So that is why communication is done, and this communication is done in order to convey the ideas which are already present in the mind. The example of the tree would be quite sufficient to understand this. Tree as an entity, as a physical being, is named tree here, but actually it was the idea which the word tree develops, and with the help of that, we keep on understanding what is going on inside the mind of the listener, the mind of the speaker, and in that way, the whole information is shifted from one side to the other, and the communication takes place because of the ideas which are present in the mind of the person who speaks and the person who listens to that. It is done because most of the time it has been seen that words are arbitrary signs. It means that they never are fixed in one point and they keep on doing the things in such a way that they can cause a lot of significance and confusion because of the signifying process they carry. The meaning, therefore, cannot be established just on the basis of the words. Whatever the meaning is established through the words, it is established according to the human convention. Locke says that it is not the natural connection of the words and the things, it is rather the kind of knowledge or the idea about the object which is important, and according to that idea on the mind or the concept in the mind, we assign words to the things, and as a result, it becomes good for us to understand the word. We can say that words we use in order to speak language, in order to write language, these words are used for our ideas. The ideas which we want to express, the ideas which we have in our mind, the ideas that we want to convey to the other people, the words help us do so. So the words represent our ideas, not the things. There is not the direct connection between the words and the things, but rather the connection is triangular. It means that the words would represent ideas, and ideas would show the things, and as a result, at least whatever is possible only through ideas. Words help the ideas to locate the things. So in that way, words are helpful, but they are helpful for the ideas expression, not the things. The example of apple given below definitely can explain the situation. Because of this issue that the words represent the ideas, they do not represent the things. When we think of the words to be representing the things at that time, language becomes confusing. It creates vagueness. It is causing miscommunication as well. For example, according to Locke, the problem was inherent in the language, and he thought that the individuals may be having different ideas, and different people may be having different ideas. So if they depend on the words and say that the words represent the things, they may be causing miscommunication. The ideas that one person associates with a particular word may differ from those ideas that another person associates with the same word. So in that way, it causes a type of miscommunication. Locke also recognized that words can be vague or ambiguous, some words particularly abstract terms. So it means that in fact there will be more problem with the abstract terms. The abstract terms like love, hate, anger, etc. These terms are interpreted by the people in one way or the other. Everyone interprets it in a different way. So that is why this can cause a lot of confusion. So the abstract words, the abstract terms, the abstract ideas, the abstractness of anything needs to be understood clearly so that these convey the same meaning as the speaker intends and the listener understands. The same meaning may remain the same. This thing is possible only when we have a clear-cut notion of the abstracts. The material things, again, they may be having a different problem. But on the whole, language is miscommunication. And then you see we have general terms and abstractions. The same thing is explained here, that Locke's theory of language also deals with general terms and the process of abstraction. According to him, these do not refer to a particular thing, only they refer to abstract ideas. For instance, when we use the word tree, we are not referring to any specific tree, but to the general idea or the concept. Because of this, abstraction is a key process by which we form general ideas. This involves taking away to the particular details of individual objects and retaining only the features that are common to all members of a category. And so, as a result, we can have one at least solution. And the solution is that there are some names that we give to the things or the places or the persons. These names help us have the similar kind of meaning. For example, the word Anila for one girl specifies the girl, and therefore, when we speak of Anila, we may have the same girl addressed. Same is the case with London, same is the case with any other thing which we give the proper names. But in case of man and city, that the man can be any different types of men, not the same one, and the same would be the case with the city. So in this way, the role of names is also very much important. In case of the proper nouns, the meaning becomes more clearer as compared to the common or generalized names. Because of this category, because of this quality of the words, language becomes complex because it represents complex ideas, and Locke calls it the mixed modes. For example, Locke says that we may have different sensory impressions about the color or about the taste. While complex ideas are built by combining simple ideas, the simple expression would be combined together. And so the concept of mixed modes is present, that the ideas and the words would not be interpreting or co-joining hands with each other in one way, but rather they would be joining in multiple ways. For example, the concept of justice is a mixed mode, as it combines various simple ideas like fairness, punishment, and social order. These ideas may not directly correspond to a single observable object, but exists as abstract combination of the experiences. Then comes the knowledge of the human being that depends on the words, the language, is it is closely tied to the theory of knowledge. He believed that, Locke, for example, believed that language can both aid and hinder knowledge. While words are necessary for communication, they can also lead to confusion and error if they are used imprecisely. Locke stressed the importance of defining terms clearly to avoid misunderstanding, especially the philosophical and scientific discussions. Because of all this, language has limitations, and these limitations can cause a lot of problem for us. The complexity of the ideas, the complexity of the things are possible, and as a result, abstract ideas are to be explained, the difficult things to be clarified. For example, the word freedom is often difficult to pin down because it represents a complex and abstract idea that can vary greatly depending on the context, culture, and individual interpretations. So therefore, John Locke we can conclude our discussion that John Locke's philosophy of language emphasizes number one, that language is a human invention used to convey ideas, but it is an imperfect invention that can lead to misunderstanding and ambiguity. His theory therefore highlights the need for careful use of language, particularly in philosophical inquiry, and it foreshadows later developments in linguistic philosophy, where the relationship between words, ideas, reality became even more rigorously examined. Locke's ideas on language continues to be relevant, especially in discussion about meaning, reference, and the problems of communication. So, whole thing completes here. Thank you for watching and see you next time in some next video. Thank you.